Okay, so first of all, um, this is what I look like on Sunday, so you kind of get that too. This is part two for your plot lab video. I'm going to be kind of showing you the stuff that I gathered, and then I'm also going to walk you through the process of kind of brainstorming the locations that you need to find and how you should start to go and obtain data. Okay, so I'm not talented or smart enough to figure out how to like show you my screen on this camera because now I have to use my phone. So you're going to want to follow along on your lab that you either have printed or that you just have on the computer in front of you. Okay, so we just got done. You have your two kind of hypothesis questions that you answered already typed out or already written down. So it moves on to, okay, now what will you need to do? First thing is you need to start to think about where around your home you can go look at a couple different ecosystems and think of two locations. Okay, so maybe think of places that are a little bit different than one another. I can already tell you I'm going to do one along the tree line in my backyard, and then the other one I'm going to actually go up under my deck, because why not? Okay, and it says that when I'm going out there, I'm supposed to be thinking of kind of like a mental 3x3 area. You're not actually going to mark anything out, but that's just going to be kind of where we contain. So as you can see, I'll flip this camera around, maybe, whatever. Okay, as you can see, I found my items. I got markers, I've got a pencil. I ended up getting, oh God, sorry this video is I ended up getting like a spoon for a digging tool, tweezers for like the thing that has to hold my water. Like I ended up just doing the smallest little quarter teaspoon thing I could find. And then I actually have a cup of water. So I'm going to take this stuff out with me outside as I go. And I'm going to keep this all one video so I don't have to try to edit it down. We are going to head out and hit the road, okay? So I'm going outside, I've got my things, and I'm thinking about my locations. Setting this down. I hope I don't make you sick. Breaking out the front door here. It's kind of raining. All right. So my first location I told you is going to be in my backyard, okay? And I'm thinking of a 3x3 plot. So there are two things that we have to study when we are looking at our ecosystem plot. The first one is we have to look at the abiotic or non-living factors, okay? And there's a table that's on your lab that kind of talks to you about all the things you should look at. The second thing is we have to look at the living or the biotic factors, and I kind of broke it down into plants and animals, okay? So here's my first location. It's like, I don't know, weird little back area, okay? You might have to really kind of dig in here, but I have my stuff. So, I believe some things that you're supposed to look at is the temperature, okay? If you don't have a thermometer, like I don't have a thermometer, you can just skip it because it's meant to be soil temperature. But other things you're supposed to look at the type of soil. So I would take my little digging tool, if this is what it was, okay, and I'm kind of plotting out in my brain a 3x3 foot square and try to get down and dig into the dirt, okay. I would use my little container to put my dirt in there, right? That would allow me to observe like the texture, the color, etc. Additionally, I also believe that you're supposed to test like how much water it can absorb, okay? So with that same amount of dirt that you have in here, try and dump a couple scoops of water from your cup, right, that you have filled with water, and you'd go through and you would just keep note of that, okay? You all are smart and scientific, and so I know that you guys can think about things that you'd want to keep the same, right? Like you would want to make sure you have the same amount of soil in each location. You would also want to make sure that you try to do it around the same time of day if you have to do it on a couple different days. So like right now it's like 11 o'clock. I would try to do them both either like right now, or I would do one at 11 o'clock one day and one at the other day, okay? So you'll look at the abiotic parts first as best as you can, okay? Again, I know that things can be difficult, but we can power through. Then it has you looking at the biotic factors, okay? So it wants you to look at the number of plants in an area and animals in the area. Now here's the deal. I am your science teacher and I cannot identify all these plants. There's no way, okay? But what I could do, because I do have my little 3 by 3 foot square, is I could at least identify that like this plant seems to be different than this one, right? Those are two different plants. I could even tell, like if I dig down a little bit deeper, that there's like a third or fourth or fifth type of plant, okay? So you really don't have to be able to identify them for that next part. Just kind of giving you a heads up. But you might at least be able to tell that they are different and be able to draw them and look at them and study them a little bit further, okay? Animals, for biotic factors, you might not see any animals, okay? But if you dig down, and hopefully you do, maybe you'll notice a bug, or maybe you'll notice a chipmunk or something, okay? It's okay if you have 0 animals. That's fine. I realize that you might not be in a location that there are. And that's okay. You can put 0, okay? So do your best. It's raining, so I'm going to leave. But you have this whole week to study your 2 different places and really observe them just like an ecologist would.